If you feel that you don't like my way of thinking and the solution is to force me to comply with your methods, then I think you're ideologically weak. Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of VitO Rambles. Joining me in all the fun and all the splendor and all the ridiculousness that is my brain, my rambling. In our last video, we journeyed with Miss Senua as she faced some of her past memories in an effort to build up the sword Grem. We finished with what I believe was the last memory, so now we are about to venture to grab the sword, or whatever part happens next, in the saga of Senua. Technically is the title of the next game, but whatever. We're here to have fun. Also ramble a bit on things. I got some things on my mind about ideological weakness related to this whole year and a half, but with that, we will go ahead and venture on further into hell. Join me. Onward and forward.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan. Go back. It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Dillion.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get you.
They are coming for me.
Hold it, hold it.
We are going to
Hold it.
fight.
Unleash the sword.
Fight!
Just focus. It's building.
Ah! 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 I kind of forgot how to play this. So I don't play games as often as I used to, so in reality it's been about 2 weeks since I played this game, and I haven't really played many other games since, so hence usually when I start I'm kind of terrible at it.
Where to run to.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved.
Ooh.
The ship broke up under them, the ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
She's lost. She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to.
I'm very fascinated with depictions of the afterlife.
Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood run cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? I were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones.
Okay. I need to get in this.
Down to the...
Never mind.
When you turn your back on your father, Zinbo, you turn your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Go! Fight again! Spill their blood! He's gone!
Ooh. Big boy. Big boy. Okay.
Stop them! End it now! This is nearly the end. Stop! She will die. Stop!
Who is it? Galena.
Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua?
It's definitely.
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
Mother! I need you! Help me!
Just took her life and it will
It's taking you. You're both dead. You both surrendered to the
Even
voices.
your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
It's nearly over. Finish it. You won it.
Oh, another big boy. Oh, whoa.
Capable warrior. Remember your training. Get up quickly! She can still do it. She finished it.
Oh man, the gauntlet. Goodness.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness
I wonder
has
if I'm-
taken you. Galena and Senua.
It doesn't feel like I'm close to the end, but this also seems like like I'm in the end state of a game. So just kind of like we got the sword. I thought from there then we'd venture to get to Hela. And we probably still are, but I'm just saying, it seems like I'm in like the final stages, especially when you run a gauntlet like that.
Not anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Simba was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help, a little hope.
Okay, so that was not the end. Got it. Yeah, it felt weird that all of a sudden we were thrust into what seemed like the depths of hell. Onward we go. So I've been thinking about the current state of the country and the division currently on display. And sure, there've always been divisions throughout all of mankind, throughout history. There's always something to disagree on. No one will ever align with all the different forms of thought, and there are an infinite number of ideas to think through. With that side note out of the way, I'm referring to kind of like the political landscape currently on display. And sure, again, this has been going on for as long as there has been sin. But in the last year and a half, kind of seeing where we are, where we've gone through,
We're here to help.
I think
You need us.
I think it's fair to say right now one of the biggest contentions is where one stands
Where to go?
when it comes to kind of the response with COVID, the pandemic, masks, lockdowns, vaccines. All that stuff really has gotten under the skin of the general population. It's wait. There it is. I was just like, there's a ladder somewhere. It's caused a lot of division, and it's pretty insane to see where we've come in a few short months. And that's not mentioning the rift that's been expanding since Trump took office back in 2016, or when Trump won the election in 2016. But if things were changing in the last 4 years, it seems as nothing compared to the change that has taken place in the last 18 months or so.
I'm not listening.
It's sad to say, interesting but sad to say that I've seen people in my own life who prior to the pandemic were full of life and eager to live, to get out there, to be alive, and now they're scared to death to head out their door in fear of the virus, which really comes down to fear of suffering and death.
You're moving towards your death.
And these are people who are in pretty good health. Like, we're not talking about, the comorbid morbidities and things like that. Just people who are in good health, young, or in good spirits, and now Amazon, these food delivery services have been their best friends. Life was different going into 2020. It was exciting. I was excited for where my life was going.
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it! The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
All right, to the light.
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away, and he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead. No, they want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me. Help, get me out of here. Don't go.
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again.
She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father, Zenbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
She'll have to go. She can do it. The light's gone out. Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here. What was that? Next light. Let's go, quick, run, you must run. Look, fire. waiting for? Come on, what the shit? Keep going. What?
It's just depressing to see where we've come and where we were, where we come to. Now, I can say I have not experienced it as terrible that it has seemed in other parts of the country. And this is just from what I've seen. Can't speak from experience of being there, just what I've seen. One down. Now, I live in Florida, and I'm blessed to say that I do. It has, in my opinion, stood as a beacon for kind of what I believe is the right way to have dealt with this, in a place that really is a land where we value personal liberty, personal responsibility, and freedom. So not for lack of trying from the other side, from other places that have really gone out of their way to, oh snap, what the, oh. I will make it. Oh. Too early.
Take him down. It's hurt, there's blood. Did it. You can't go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move.
They've really tried to paint Florida as a terrible place with an awful governor, and even made him a pariah, or tried to, at least.
Do you think
Now, while thinking about that, I recently saw an ad. We can call that a political ad that came out against Governor DeSantis, and it's called the Forever Purge, which I think that's pretty hilarious. And when I watched the ad, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. They apparently tried to paint DeSantis as a tyrant for not instituting these so-called health measures that the left has deemed appropriate. Lockdowns, vaccine mandates, all that stuff. And so they've really tried to define him. I keep saying they did, but they're trying is really what the story is. They're trying to define him as a man of mayhem.
She has it.
she did it? She's done
Now,
it.
it's hard for me, actually kind of impossible for me to understand the logic of lockdowns and vaccine mandates and passports and things like that. I don't understand them. I don't see them as being effective. And definitely, I do not see them as being good. So, I have never been able to fall in line. I just don't get it. But while I say that, there are many who would agree that DeSantis is evil and Florida is the harbinger of doom. They try to paint the phrase I believe everyone should have the right to make decisions for themselves as an act of malevolence. Should we not have that right? The ad goes on to say, as you enter into Florida, that you, quote, have the right to infect anyone with COVID. As if that's the intention of this state and this community.
There it is. You have all the rooms. Both of the doors open. Have to go through. She can get her mother out. Her mother doesn't exist.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid beneath me. What have you done?
No! No!
You've lost him. It's over.
The darkness is working. You've lost him. You've lost him. Get to the light!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillion.
To the depths. You know what's strange is, how can you even quantify that? Like, humans have been getting sick since sickness was a thing on this planet. What were we doing before the 19 even existed? What about the flu, the common cold? I mean, these illnesses have been around for years, yet we lived life as usual. Vaccinations and treatments have been around to help combat those things. Masks have been around too. It's not like these things are new, but we haven't been threatened to lose our jobs over it. At least not in my lifetime and the time that I've been working. But I'm happy to say that living in Florida this last year has helped me see how blessed I am to be in a state where liberty and responsibility are valued. I go out and mind my own business, and others, so far, mind theirs. The country claims we're being unsafe, that we're coming to our doom, and yet reality has shown something different. But I guess it's just a matter of perspective, right? Just what your outlook is.
Finish.
soldiers!
Goodness, the enemies don't stop. Oh, I made it. As of this recording today, in Florida, there have been 3.5. Oh, I'm in the dark. Wait. There we go. Okay. There have been 3.5 million reported cases. And of those cases, there have been 55,000 deaths. Now, leaving aside the died with COVID versus died of COVID, that's a death rate of about 1.5%, with the main driver being the elderly population. Now, death is awful. Since sin entered the world, death becoming a thing, it's just been something we've grappled with and just been a terrible thing. So I'm not trying to put in low people dying. That's not it at all. But it has been around for ages. Human beings have dealt with death or have had to grapple with it for ages. Now, getting sick, it sucks. It's a thing I deal with daily with 3 kids. Kids get sick, and they get us sick, and the cycle just keeps repeating itself. Now with COVID-19 here, it seems that people have become, there we go, terrified of death and suffering. Well, let me rephrase. Not that they've become terrified, it's that are now forced to deal with it, to deal with the thought of death, and something that they've never thought of for in their life. Something that human beings have thought through for ages. Not making it any easier, but making it a necessary aspect of daily living. People are now forced to contemplate, to cope with it, to deal with it, to work through it. Ooh. That's kind of, I feel like that was cheap because I got stuck on the wall. That felt very cheap. Anyway. I think that's again, I'm getting stuck on the wall.
Tried to help her, but she wouldn't listen.
Some people have chosen to
He was trying to save her.
hide away in their shell, and some
Zingo was trying to save her from the darkness.
have made the decision to keep moving forward, to keep living. Live as best we can. And in this case, I mean, what we do is we move forward. We try to have good hygiene, which we've tried to make sure we were always on top of, even before. With kids, you know, parents of kids, you know how dirty they can get, how disgusting they can get. And not for any fault of their own, they just live life. We assess threats and determine the best course of action. That is the personal responsibility, personal liberty that DeSantis is talking about. Liberty to live without the boot over our face. There is a responsibility for my actions.
Your mother was weak like you. Her mother was weak like
I cannot control the actions of others. I can only control my own. That is personal responsibility. It's not freedom to do anything I want without consequence. It's freedom to assess consequence, understand the cause and effect of personal actions, make the best decision, and live accordingly. That is scary for other people. We can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. But some people don't like that they can't control other people's actions.
Now she can. She can do it. Stop! Get up! Get up! What are you doing?
They don't like that people are choosing their own good regarding the 19 and living life to the fullest and choosing not to worry. It makes them scared. And scared people can be dangerous. They make decisions based on fear. They can be irrational.
Keep going. Keep going. What is she doing? Stop. Stop. Let's keep going.
And in their irrationality, they lash out. They lash out against those who stand apart from them. They try to force compliance. And they are, in my opinion, ideologically weak. Force, compliance, and ideological weakness. That's a thought that I've wrestled with for some time. When you're unable to express a good idea that convinces others to follow you, when you just resort to the do it because I said so, what in the world? My way or the highway, or in this case, my way or you lose your job, your livelihood, your social credit score. You should live the rest of your life in absolute shame because you are a pariah, scum, lower than dirt, and don't deserve a place on this land. It'd be better if you were dead, since all you care about is killing grandma. It doesn't sound like this is someone confident in their ability to convince you with sound ideas. Wear the mask, get the jab. The science takes a backseat and command is what remains. I'm not stating anything on the efficacy of the vaccine. Vaccines are great tools. I'm just saying that injecting yourself with something that you're not comfortable with or risk losing everything you've worked for doesn't exactly fill anyone with confidence in the medication itself. It used to be that the evidence of the efficacy of anything would be at the forefront. And we let that do the talking.
I'm coming!
The darkness is here. Keep going. Come on, just keep close your eyes. Can you see it? You see it? It's coming. There it is.
Dillian! I see you!
The beast has Dillian.
No!
It's time.
You're not taking him from me!
Senua. I can smell your
No!
You betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him!
You turned your back on me. That is why Dillian will rot in hell.
To fight. Fight. Fight for Dillian.
Carved into my shadow.
Boss fight. Whee! Alright, let's take this serious. breathing darkness. Oof.
Stop. Get up quick. She's injured.
Oh.
He's in the shadow right behind you. You must find him now.
Oof. I should have dodged.
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness, or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my love.
She will save his soul, even if this time she can't save her own.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore.
Shadow, listen.
But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate. To hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
Then take me to the mountain. As deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
She has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
Maybe I'm being naive. I've only ever lived in this time and place. I don't have experience in a place where complying with the authority was life or death. And maybe that's enough of a reason to stand up and express my thoughts.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillion. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
I'm sorry, you have to try.
Good enough reason to fight for all I've ever known. It's what has worked for me and my family, and I believe it would work for others as well. If you need someone to tell you what to do, in honesty, full transparency, I get it. I'm not the most confident of individuals at times. It's not in my personality to get out in front of everyone and start commanding. I don't consider myself a natural leader. It's easy to follow. It's easy to not have to think. It's easy. But it's dangerous. Dangerous for your very being. Thinking is hard and dangerous. It puts accountability on your actions. But it's beautiful.
She didn't.
It's beautiful to go out and try to make the best of it when what you have to work with is your ability to reason with the information you have been given.
How will she do it?
So as we make our way to the end of this video, just keep in mind, your ability to rationalize is a gift. Use it. Make the most of it. There's no need to fear thinking for yourself. If you feel that you don't like my way of thinking and the solution is to force me to comply with your methods, then I think you're ideologically weak. It's not a good feeling when someone views you as wrong, but that's life. That's the human experience. You think I'm wrong, I think you're wrong. You think I'm right, I can think you're right. Live with it. Move on. Strengthen your arguments and keep pushing forward.
She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. You have to fight on. Be powerful. The final battle. Get his soul back. It's the final task.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Good note to end it on. Not living in fear, and that's what I'm doing every day when I make these videos. I haven't gotten many views, but I'm putting my voice out there and joining with others who have made a choice to stand firm in their convictions and what they believe in and fight for a better tomorrow, not for us, but for our kids, for our children's children, for the glory of God, the glory of His kingdom. And with that, we're off. This is a good one. As others have done for me, I hope that I can plant a seed in your mind that you cultivate and think through. If you like this video and you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe, click the like button. It'll help me as I help to grow this channel, make it something beautiful. Here on the bottom, you'll see my handles, my Twitter handle, Gab handle, Getter, mine's especially. I engage with more. I really like that platform. So check me out there, but I'll try to make sure everything is linked. And with that, with all that is good, and with all that is true, be good.